being the mom in the kitchen, because when we were in class, every time, like every station that I was at, or any tables and stations that I was at in there, they always asked, how do you do this? How do you do that? And so I ended up being the one that they all asked the questions to find out how to do the different stuff, or if I remembered. I don't know, maybe they were testing my my memory, because I am old, remember?
So they look at you as the seasoned vet, right?
Right. Because usually, especially like in the kitchen work, or I've done mostly front of the house, and every job that I've had, I've went from the low man on the totem pole up into a management position within a short period of time. And I feel like I work well with like anybody. It doesn't matter if they're young or if they're old, or because I look at everybody the same. I don't pick and choose who I want to talk to or whatever. There's a job to be done, and it needs to be done, and it doesn't matter who's in there to do it. I think that everybody in the kitchen should communicate, because if not, then you've got somebody who's putting up a steak before their salads even went out, and then that steak's going to sit there for 15 to 20 minutes while they eat their salad. You need to make sure that it's going out the way that it needs to go out. Because when you work as a team, then you get the stuff done, the things that need to be done in the kitchen faster. You don't have to sit around, and if everybody knows all the stations and everybody works well together, then it's going to get done faster and the product will come out better. Well, I like to know that I did a good job, and I think that if it's stressful, and if it makes you feel like you actually did something, you accomplished something. Because if it's not hard, it's not worth doing. You need to make sure that you can do what they're asking you to do. And I love having like the last minute time limits. Like if I have 30 seconds to plate, I'm excited about that. I don't want to have 5 minutes to plate. I'd rather tell me I'm almost out of time and I'll get it done. Because if you tell me I got 5 minutes, then I'm going to goof off for another 4.5 minutes. I like more traditional, home-cooked, real people food. I don't like the yuppie-guppy stuff. I don't like all the frou-frou stuff. I mean, I like the plate to look nice. Like, I don't want it to look like I just threw a bunch of stuff on a plate. I want it to look pretty, but I want it to be more of home cooking stuff. I'd rather cook that versus, you know, something that looks frou-frou-y. I don't want somebody to get like an ounce of steak and then they're supposed to be full on that. I would rather give somebody like a big old steak and a baked potato, and I don't like corn, but a corn on the cob, versus, you know, giving them a little bitty steak and a half of a salad.
The frou-frou stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
The frou-frou stuff that we're here and they tell us to make, because I want it all me. I am really big on, I want it my way. I don't want somebody else's way. So that way I know that it got done the way that it needs to get done, the way that I want it done, or that I've been taught that it needs to be done, versus relying on somebody else that I don't know how they cook or how they can do what I already know I know how to do. And if I leave it all on myself, then that gives me that 30 seconds to plate. Cooking skills have definitely changed. I mean, I could put stuff together and make sure that it tasted good, but the techniques that I learned here definitely help in everyday life, in everyday cooking, no matter what it is that I'm cooking, even if it's boiling water for pasta, everything, all of our food has changed. And I think with like some of the other classes, not just the cooking classes, but nutrition and stuff have helped too, because I didn't really know a lot of like the nutritional facts of some of the foods that we were cooking and eating, and thinking, ew, I shouldn't be eating that. But it tastes good. I've always found myself going back to food, going back to the food industry. You name the job, I've done the job. I've worked as a florist, I've driven buses, I've worked in nursing homes wiping butts. I've done every job you can think of. And I've managed almost every position that I've had. My first job, my favorite job, was McDonald's. And I don't know why. I don't know if it was just because I was young and you got to goof off, or because I got a medal because my Big Mac looked the best. I don't know, but I've always went back to the food, always. Told you, 30 seconds. I need 30 seconds to plate.
Don't tell me, tell them.
Oh, I need 30 seconds to plate. Myself, I don't like to bake. Everything comes out of a box. But if I'm making food, I'm gonna start from scratch and season it and do what I have to do to make real food, because that's what I've wanted. I want my own place, and I want people to eat what I make, and I want them to tell me how good it is. I want Warren County's first banquet hall. There's places to go have receptions, but nothing that's like a real banquet hall where you can go in and have a nice reception or a bar mitzvah or a 16th birthday party, and where they go in and they do all of it for you. And I'm just stubborn enough to do it. Because like I said to you before, cooking's me. That's who I am, that's what I do. Every time, the world revolves around food. If you don't have it, you're not gonna be here. So I try and do my best to make everybody happy with it. It's a business because I'm gonna make money doing it. It's a lifestyle because everybody has to have it. And then I would say it's an art because you don't want the place to look horrible, like I said earlier. You don't want to bring something out and just have meatloaf and mashed potatoes and carrots all stuck together on a plate and where they're all going all over. That's yucky. Make it pretty. Make it stand up. Make it jump out at you. With some color.
That's a wrap.